Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, this is Lesley, Ormsby, psychic medium, healer, teacher of spiritual and mystical things, and so much more. So part of that so much more is I do these monthly astrological reads and also now weekly. So they're just like either not just so much follow up, but help like clarify and keep their momentum going during the month, and to give a little bit more information which may have come with the monthly read. Okay, a bit of a top up, you could say. And I was going to say momentum, just give you that momentum going, but also energy booster as well, depending on what works for you. So I'm up to Sagittarius now. So welcome Sagittarius to my YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel already, and or who has liked or followed my Facebook page. So so I'd like to just take this opportunity now to invite you to subscribe to my channel. But also, if this reading or the messages that come through resonate with you, I invite you also, I was going to say feel free, but do that too, to leave me a thumbs up and or leave a comment. Okay, thank you. That would be really helpful. I would appreciate that. So anyway, the other thing is that these reads are, the messages that come through are general, so it may or may not resonate with you. If it does, like I say, not like I say, sorry, that was before. So I'm like one step ahead of myself. It's like I feel like in this rush to do things. So that could be, I feel like your energy, but I'm just going to come back to my intro. So so if it does resonate with you, that's wonderful. If it doesn't, don't try and make it fit. The other reason why it may not resonate with you at the moment is because this is a forecast. So don't totally throw it right out of the box. So just pop it aside, and it may unfold during this week, or maybe because they are in a way timeless. I've not going to put a date on it as such, other than the date from when I videoed it. Okay, so it could be that you may not, because it's a timeless read, it may not fully resonate with you right now. You could be watching this video in a year's time, like right now in a year, and it would resonate with you. Okay. And that's just the way the universe works that time. So what I do is I connect in with each star sign or astrological sign, and bring in with the universe. I'm always like grounding, and these love messages come, obviously with love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement and adventure. That's how I roll, and connecting in with your energies, your star sign. Okay, I keep saying star sign, so that's maybe how you see it. So, and that is cool. And of course I'm connecting in with you, Sagittarius. So whew, that was a big that was really like, I felt like not rushed, but like actually really good. So they just want to get moving. So it is not rushed, but like I say, things are moving. I'm just looking at those. So nothing feels right there. But the first card that comes out is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so they're really the energy is really bold in your face, and things are moving. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is about regeneration. But what I see from this, if you look at the Eight of Cups, there's the stack, and there's something that's going on that you've worked through. This is the theme, and it's like you've it's not so much that you've turned your back on it. See, they're full though, but you're moving through something. And I feel like there's some stuff that is really that you're walking away from. Okay, it's like, and it's emotional stuff. It's like, I feel, because look at the mountain, you're climbing up, you're walking away from something it's like the cups are full though, and they're stacked up. So it's like, oh, where are they going? And the mountain does look a bit bleak, but it's not dark, because I've seen the same card before and looked at it, and it's been dark, but it's not. There's a bit of grayness there, so you may be walking into something that may be a little bit grey, but I do see, but there's regeneration in there. I feel like you've left something behind where you're not, even though those cups are full and they're stacked up, it's like you've left some of the emotional stuff behind, and you're going to get on with it. I feel like that's more what that is about, because there's a lot of white light there. The skies are blue. So you're walking towards something where there is going to be, and you're leaving behind the emotion, basically. That's where it is. Some of you's, into something more of white light. So my boy, and it's like you're speaking up, speaking out, which is really interesting. So the 8. So it's like, this is, see, the crescent moon as well. is there. For some reason I'm drawn to the moon, and it's like, even though like right now we're coming into this time on, so I'm making this video on the Tuesday, the 19th of May, which is for use for tomorrow, which is the 20th of May 2020. On Saturday, this coming Saturday, there is a new moon. So it's really like, which is really interesting that this card, because you're walking away from some emotional attachments, okay? And it's like, but I'm seeing the word regeneration with this, and that something is regenerating, or regenerating some energy, or regenerate, yourself, to in that sense of moving forward and leaving shit behind you, okay? Because then we have emotional stuff and feelings, but also some, okay, yep, okay, that's right. Going into this, moving onto this Knight of Swords. So we'll get back to that one in a minute. Welcome change that might be disruptive. So there's something there, the Knight of Swords has come in as well, but I don't feel like it's really typically, there's 2 or 3 things going on in here for some of you, and some of you will just be the one. So there's something here with this, a welcome change that might be disruptive, the Knight of Swords. Now the sword, when the Knight comes in, there's always speed, there's always quick change, or something that comes in quite quickly and does disrupt things, but it's about movement. So even though you might be hearing and feeling the word disruptive is not good, but it actually is good, because it gets us moving. Because I feel like it's like, for some of you, it's like, but it's just going to happen quick, and that's where the disruptive feeling comes in, where it's like you're going to have to get moving, and it disrupts the comfortability within you, but of where you are, and might challenge you from stepping outside of your comfort zone for something, for whatever is coming up for you. But they're just bringing this big smile over my face, but it's exciting at the same time. So what I feel is important that you don't go into the anxiety side as in fear, disruptive, but it's disruptive to wake you up, to get you moving, which is something that you've been asking for. So it's like, don't freaking throw it out the cot. Let's get going sort of energy, that fire energy in some of you, because you are a fire sign. So even though the swords is there, but it's like your mind, like the swords is connected with, the thoughts and actions, and communicating ideas. And so there's an opportunity where you can actually communicate all those ideas, or you can put into action, like physically start to those ideas and that, to put into action, like physically some of those ideas, or like you see an opportunity, or you feel an opportunity that's coming, and to communicate them to others. Oh wow. There's also that feeling that of about asserting your power as well. So it may be that you are, you've this energy because you've walked away from this emotional stuff. Like you've thought, right, fuck it. That's it. I'm done with that. I'm parking it up. Love, peace, harmony, and joy, and moving into disconnecting from that emotional stuff. And it's like freeing you up. It's like, yep, I know where I'm going now, because it's like you've sorted that out. Yeah, you've sorted that out, and there may be a little bit there, but that's okay. You can still work through it. So, but this is like, no, I'm done it. I'm doing it. And it's like you've made your mind up, and whatever that challenge was, there's still, for some of you, is a part of it there, but it's like, you know what? I've got, but you're nearly there. I've got this, and I need to move on, whether or not that's there or not. So it's like, because you've been there, done that before in some way or form. Now, in this Knight of Swords is like, but you've learned from that. So whatever you're going through in here is like helping you to, because of what you've learned, it's almost like it's like you've been practicing, through life experiences and challenges before in the past. So it's like that you're ready for whatever it is that is coming through here. So for some of you, I feel like there's 2 or 3 things going on there. And some, it's just like you'll be bouncing around, moving around, because you've got the energy to do it. More so now that you've got this cracker up your backside to get going with something. But it's like, whatever it is, it's like, whoa, it's like, it's excitement, okay? look at it as exciting rather than anxious, okay? So you don't feel the anxiety to hold you back. It's just like going with the flow of it, okay? So not necessarily like fast energy or fast flow. For some of you it will be with some things, and some of you it will be like more going with the flow, and then the energy or it will just increase a little as you go, okay? But still, even that will be for some of you is like just you may feel a little bit disruptive, because it might mean that you're going to have to change a routine that you've been in for the last week or two or month or so, and it's just like, boom, I've got to get going. So anyway, then these 4 cards here fall out all at once. So that's like, whoa. So there is definitely some movement. So the 6 of Pentacles, okay, comes up next, and generosity and charity. So, that's typically about, which is leading this this lot of cards here. Moving on from that is there. So you may find yourself in a position where you're able to give something rather than receive something, or both, and either way, whichever way that rolls for you. And it's like, but I do feel like for some of you, it may be that you allow yourself to receive, and also for some of you, it'll be more so with that. So there's something where it's being open to receiving some sort of gift, or someone's going to give you something, and because they're in a place to repay you back, so, or they're in a place to give now because they can, and you might find yourself, whichever way you are, being in a place where you can give as well, okay? So it's being open to giving and receiving. So there may be like because I'm just saying, some of you, somebody's giving you something, but you're able to give them something back, or vice versa. It may not be necessarily monetary wise, but it could be of the same thing, like a value in that sort of sense, okay? That people would see it like that. Okay, cool. So then with that one, within this one, so we'll just go through them, and I feel like it will come together. And then we have our way of thinking, the Tower, okay? So something is changing in that way of how things come about, in that sort of sense for some of you, and what goes around comes around. So there is a good feeling with that. So there's something in, something is changing in that way. Something is falling away, an old way of being and doing. It may be that you are breaking down the Tower and helping others to break down the Tower, an old way of doing things. So I kind of feel like, yeah, that's a separate situation. Well, that's kind of it's in the same thing, but for some of you, it will be, like I say, it's one of those things that's it's going on around you. It's like, I'm saying that, but then, so there's an old way of thinking or doing, but I see that you may be helping people to break away from that, okay? And then there's the 6 of Swords that is in that bunch. It's a move away from strife, okay? So for some of you, there is, as you're going through this, there is a move away from strife because of the way, you're seeing things differently, and the way the old order changes, basically, and the way that you used to think or be or do, and the way of giving and receiving as well. So there's a lot going on there within these 4 cards, but it's like, with the 6 of Swords coming here, it's like there is a move away from that some sort of strife that you, or something that's going on with you, around you. It may be with you, or you may be a part of, helping to shift something as well. And then we have the 5 of Cups, which is regret and sorrow about emotions. But I feel like it's not, for some of you, that will be you, because you'll be shifting away from something, working with yourselves, and you will see that. And it's not so much you will be feeling that regret and sorrow, but it's about, I do feel like it's more like somebody else is having that regret and sorrow for what is going on and their part in it, okay? But you may be feeling, that may be how you, for some of you, it's like with this bunch of cards coming up, because this is coming up, it may be how you have felt in the past, that you're letting go of, which is connected to these cups, these two cards here. Okay, these first two cards that have come out. And that, so it's like dealing with that situation there. It's like all these, there's a whole lot of energy that's coming up that's helping you to sort that stuff out, because like I say, we've got that new moon coming up. So in the next couple of days, you know, this week, what's like Saturday, you know, things may be moving a bit swift, which is where this Knight of Swords comes in. So you might get some information or something like that, which is just like boom, let's go, and the energy is going to shift quite quickly. So I'm drawn to be a joy at these, from these cards here. There's, oh, that one just hopped to the front, or maybe no, it's not. That one just hopped to joy. So it's bringing a little bit of joy there to help lift your energy for some of you. So it's kind of like, even though for some of you the circumstances may be a little bit like scratchy, but there's a bit of joy in there. So I feel like Spirit are bringing through this feeling of joy because something has been done, and then you've got through this part here, and something is moving. So feel the joy, feeling joy. Okay, be joyful about it because you've actually accomplished something. Because it's number 39 in this deck of the Sacred Web deck. And see, something is taking flight. Well, this bird has taken flight. So something has taken flight, or something is moving. So I'll just move that out of the sun for you. And you know, 3 is about balance. So there's a bit more, you know, there's a bit more balance within you, because, or coming up, or this week, and then something is coming to an end. Okay, could be because the 9 is there. So. Which is allowing you to feel a little bit more joyful about what is happening at the moment, because you've like walked away from the emotional attachment, basically. And yeah, moved and got on with it. You're moving, shifting. Something is shifting. And whether it's of your own doing, or whether it's something that's coming to you to help you shift it. It's at the end of the day, it is, in a way, when I say it's your own doing, it's like whether you create it, start the shift by acknowledging, you know, or taking the opportunity to do it, or seeing the signs to do it, or whether something has just come in and it's like, well, you know, at the end of the day, it's because it's like you've got a message and you're taking it and you're running with it, whether it's something that's just come out of the blue, and unknowingly, either way, something is like, because look at this horse, look at that, it's moving pretty quick. Because look at the grass at the bottom of there. It's like, whoa, that's pretty swift. Yeah, but it's like, whoa. And so don't be too caught up in the overwhelming and overwhelm yourself with and overthink it. It's just like, okay, and just see where it goes, but don't put the brakes on. Maybe a little, but not too much. Just a little, so you can see what's going on a bit, and then, but not too much, but just go with it and see what is going on with it, even at that speed. Okay, because it's like whatever is coming up, it's like you're breaking, something is coming down or breaking down. And so you can better see and deal with things, whether in your own life, it could be 2 or 3 projects that's going on. One of, that you set, because it's like the wheels are set in motion. There's some wheels that are set in motion because you're working through that. So it may not happen, you know, until it may not fully happen or come to light, you know, until, you know, Saturday or Sunday, or maybe Monday, or Tuesday. But cool. And you may be feeling something coming up already. So yeah, joy. So it's just like, I feel like there's bring some joy in, because into the situation, or seeing. Okay, now these 2 cards come out, which is really interesting. The Divine Light and Vision, which is the beginning of the pack. So there's something, definitely a new beginning, or a new journey for you, if you choose to take that mission. Okay, and like I say, some of you, it will be, you know, there could be several things, or 2 things, or maybe just one thing. Okay, but there's definitely, because the 0 here, the divine light, so there's some divine energy or intervention in a way, that is, but you've gone along with it. So there's remember there's a part of you that's helped to bring that together because you've listened and you're moving with it. And then number 1 in the deck is vision. So, and then the rainbow and the bear. And the bear has come out of hibernation to begin a new cycle. Isn't that amazing? And the divine light, you know, is there. It's time. Hey, what? How exciting is that? Anyway, I'm going to leave that with you now because it's like I don't feel like I have anything else to say because everything else is like just come out blah. So anyway, get cracking and have an amazing get cracking week and enjoy and bring in the joy with it. Okay, find the joy in it. Create the joy within it because it's something, there is something joyful in amongst it all anyway. And the joy I feel is because something is moving. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave you now before, otherwise I'm going to bring in something else. I'm going to blow up and carry on, but there's nothing really more to carry on with. So I will see you next Wednesday. And yeah, which will be the what is it? The 26th of May. And so lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement and adventure. Until then, bye for now.